So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. We just got back from the Czech Republic, had a fabulous dinner of mostly leftovers, but food doesn't last long here in Germany because there's no preservatives to speak of, so you don't go buying for like 2 weeks at a time, right? And so when you kind of run out, and on a Sunday, you're either going to be shopping for groceries at a train station, a gas station in the Czech Republic, or you just go to a restaurant. But we opted for eating leftovers because we had plenty of them, but it was so good. Plus I made a tuna salad last night, or this morning, that really was fantastic. Well, today I thought we would have a Campari spritzer because I've got some, speaking of leftovers, I've got a bottle of Prosecco here that needs to go. So I thought I would share with you how I go about making the Campari spritzer. So, as you can see, you just add a bunch of red stuff to your drink, and then you just fill it the rest of the way up with your Prosecco. And this really is just heavenly goodness. There's a difference between this one and the Venezia Select. But honestly, after a couple of them, I wouldn't be able to tell them. And what are those things called? The blind taste challenge, I think, was Coke versus Pepsi kind of a thing back when I was a child. I don't even know if we're still doing those kinds of things anymore. It really is kind of funny to me thinking about those things. Which one's better, A or B? You know, so got to just think of those outliers in there. Mr. Pibb would probably beat them all if you think about it. And perfect. So here we are at Sunday. This is the ultimate day of the week, as far as the ultimate day of the week, or it's the very first day of the week, depending on how your calendar reads for you. So let's go ahead and hop into our grid and see what we've got here. So I guess we are on Sunday, 20 July. I just can't believe that. I think we're suffering through our last hot day here at like 82 degrees. Der Herbst kommt, and he's a serious one. So we have a Michael Schlossberg construction today, edited by Will Shorts, and the name of this one is 10-Point Spread. Okay, well, let's just see what we've got. If I'm not mistaken, Dr. Schlossberg is he's a physician, I think, family practice, so internal medicine, that type of thing. Obviously been in the grids a lot. The small screen's second golden age informally. Well, I think we're kind of maybe still in that. With all the streaming, let's see. Kisser. Okay. One working near home. Okay, well, 6 letters. Let's just jump in with an umpire. See if we can anchor with the umpire. Maybe we're going to find out the year out, but right now, we can hope. A kisser. Interesting. With a U. Jannings, who won the first Best Actor Oscar. This is funny. I think this is Emil. Would I have remembered that without an M there? No, I would not have. And I don't even know for sure that I'm correct, but I do feel pretty confident. Ignore the alarm, say, so it's 7. Let's go ahead and sleep in and see what that gets us. Charm. Could be a couple of things I'm thinking. So a kisser. Sunday school recess, that would be an apps. And a pretty clever one too. I don't think I've seen that one before. Chinese symbol of hope and prosperity. Okay. Beater of pocket rockets in Texas Hold'em, and I do believe these would be trips. A few and far between. I'll shoot for scarce to start. The floating cine would be Venezia. In its proper Italian, Venice, as we have anglicized that. And also where I first discovered the Venezia Select. And of course I would be having a Campari today. Had I any idea, I'd have been having a Venezia Select just for, I don't know, good meaning and good manners, right? Okay. Father of transcendentalism, if I'm not mistaken, that's Emerson. Let's see. Charm. Okay. Let's see. Race with an anchor. I guess we're shooting for a relay. You know, I was a pretty fast runner in the Army. I think I'm probably a bit faster now, actually. But I was always an anchor on the relay races, you know, on our fun days. You know, I don't always have fun, but in the Army it's mandatory kind of a thing. You know, it's kind of what it says. So a tree ring to a dendrochronologist. And so even if you're not familiar with dendrochronology, as I am not, I know what chronology is, right? So I'm going to go with a year here and see if that's going to help us any. Brunch station offering could be crepe. So got an Old Miss making the old Land Sharks making an appearance in the Sunday grid. How about that? Yeah, I say, how about 2014's Peach Bowl? That was pretty good one. Riff Ram Bazoo. So charm. I don't know why this is not coming. Like in something. Put an E here. I know the word. I don't know why I'm not going with it. So I've got Emerson. I guess I should have just put that in. That's what my wife would say. Scottish negative, probably an N-A-E or an N-A-Y. Plot point, okay, and that's in parentheses. So, or in italics, let's see, cry near a scarecrow. I'm going to go with a caw. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. So common lampshade, shade could be okra. Biblical shepherd, probably Abel. Take a hike, pal. I'm going to beat it. So plot point. Scottish negative. I don't know if that's going to be. It could be a Y. It could be an E. So I don't know what to do with that one just yet. Joie de vivre. I mean, God. Wow. Okay. Flashpoint. Lhasa up. So again, going back to the dog that bit my ear off when I was a child. Flashpoint. Potpourri feature could be an aroma. Yeah, we're gonna have to work for every single little thing that we get here. Is this brio? I don't know. More than wanna, maybe gotta. I gotta. Shotzi and I get those feelings like I gotta. An awful lot of. And then we go and do it. And then we might regret it. But most of the time we're like, oh, that was expensive, but it'll at least last a long time. You know, we start justifying. Okay, total. Funk. Is this an O? Galoots, maybe oafs. So I'm gonna put odor in here for a funk. It's pretty gross if you get right down to it. So I think a flash point here could be maybe a photo booth. And fraternity letter, how about a row to start with? Super giant as an example would be a star. QB stat would be maybe an attempt. Mast attachment above a gaff would be a topsail. And it's literally inflated in the kitchen, so maybe a souffle. So stately trees, how about elms here? Partner with thee. kind of cycle at night. How about a rim? I'm gonna have to work every bit hard. This is just crazy. More cunning could be slyer. Okay, so partner with the Mrs. maybe the Mrs. So low point. Newbery winning author Scott. Oh, that'll come to me. Probably if I have a letter there, because, you know, not exactly a photographic memory. Twangy. Maybe twangy could be nasal. Lessons. Jum. Alley-oop, perhaps. So gym could be a PE class. I always hated PE because we were too little to get showers afterwards. I always felt gross. And I did PE class in Texas, where it's always hot. It was gross. I don't know. Enough. Sing-song, refrains, syllables. I'm assuming this is a las, something like that. Probably tra-las or something like that. So enough could be ample. Ample. Alternative to Yahoo Mail, AOL. I know people, including my mother, that still have Yahoo Mail. Actress Smith of Fox's Empire. Oh, my God. Okay, so up could maybe be a stir. So then maybe we do have tra-las here, which was, I think, the sing-song refrain to the Banana Splits. Tra-la-la. Yeah, I think it was tra-la-la. No, I'm not going to know who this actress Smith is from Fox's Empire. Plans for the future, in brief, could be IRAs. Mary Westmacott for Agatha Christie. Good Lord. Trying to spit that out. I mean, it's not even early in the morning, and I'm like, I haven't been talking all day or something. It's just crazy. Okay. Match point. Style point. Okay, well, we're going to get back up here and try this again. My word. Astronaut Grissom could be Gus. My word, is this a gosh? Finster a horn, and that would be an Alp. My word maybe is a gasp. All right, so really, really ultra? I mean, really, has there been anything that has just been a surefire thing so far, except for our Alp here? Furtiveness could be stealth. Triumph could be to prevail. So a fine point. Looks like we got ourselves a speed trap. A clever little grid is what it is, but it is not a rollover grid. This is not going to just let you solve blindly. Swear could be to avow, and we like that, you know. Festoon could be to adorn. And let's see, stick on a tree, a twig. What the Mosquirix vaccine targets would be malaria, and then we've got org with a tipsy toe service. I think that would be the AAA. A tipsy toe. No, I need you to toe sober. I'm the one who's tipsy. Probably maybe look at renaming that. Many residents for short could be MDs. So match point is looking like a dating site. Now, I don't know. Is there a Tosta Smith? I don't know. I want to put stop here for some reason, though I don't have any reason to. Style point could be a barber shop. So maybe that was really, that whole thing was just moot. Yeah, so maybe it's Tasha Smith. That's a nice name, whoever that is. without, maybe less. The Golden Bachelor Network, ABC. Kind of just have that memorized, just how much is that Jimmy Kimmel brings it up, you know, and so you're like, oh, it must be ABC. I hope. Sawbones in brief, I think these would be OR docs. Cock, how about rooster? Biting could be acerbic. And home to Uganda's presidential palace. Don't get me to lying today. Hot, hot, hot. Japanese pitcher nicknamed the tornado, and I do believe that's Nomo. Took in, maybe admitted. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm having to work for every bit of this today. Cousin of a man, crush, be a bromance. Like hemoglo, oh, bromance. I say that should be red, and that's not. Oh, good Lord. All right. Hot, hot, hot. So maybe on a tear. Sticking point. We're probably looking for a tattoo parlor here, right? I'm so used to doing the Guardian Cryptic crossword that I keep wanting to put OUR endings for OR endings in American English, and kind of throwing me off. Facet could be an aspect. Still, yet, maybe. New York Theater Award, first given in 1956, would be an OB. Woodworking or bird watching, how about a hobby? So, barn raising participants, we have the Amish. Petting zoo, noise. Frodo's sidekick, Sam. So maybe a ma. And then we've got Sao Paulo. And heart, as an example, could be an organ. All right, and we're just kind of having to just trudge our way through this thing. One of the 10 plagues of Egypt. I guess these would be lice. Dungeons and Dragons baddies. I guess we're looking for orcs. Brownie Point. Suburban setting. Flagship Honda model would be maybe an Accord. So, Wise King in the Iliad and Odyssey would be Nestor. Ticketmaster Spec. Standing room only. Navy submarine head would be Commander. So I guess we have a brownie point would be a Girl Scout what? Got 4 letters. A Girl Scout camp. One of 24 in Yankee Stadium. Well, maybe acre? Maybe, I don't know. They're not good looks. Sneers? I don't know. IHOP selections. Well, I would be lost on this, but that S, 2 blanks and a U tells me we're probably talking about syrups. And I haven't been to an IHOP in literal probably over a decade or 2. I think I do recall it being almost like bringing out the wine selection for the syrups they had. Smooth as the way. This is the way. So maybe greases. Speaking of this is the way, when is the friggin' Mandalorian coming back on? I mean, I'm waiting here. Bated breath and all. I mean, I'm waiting. What's up with the Mandalorian? I'm gonna have my baby Yoda. At this rate, he'll be a teenager before long. Hot wiring cars and stuff instead of, you know, saying no to people. Little imp. Okay, some cruise ship amenities could be spas. And that gives me my camp, I think. I mean, I've been sitting and fretting about this Girl Scout brownie point thing. Golf bigwig, how about an Amir? They're not good looks. So going with sneers on this one. And quench could be to sate. And lover of Bassanio and Shakespeare would be the beloved Portia. Place atop, maybe set on Portia. Well, a pound of flesh. It's a pound of flesh. But how do you get the pound of flesh but not take any blood at the same time? It's brilliant legal minds, right? You know, in the Elizabethan era. One William Shakespeare. Lessons. I'm just looking at this thinking, I have no idea. So it looks like a suburban setting, may be a car lot. And lessons, maybe, lessons, got it. Okay, so maybe a lays. The plan has been approved. It's a go. It's just a guess. It's just a guess. Abbreviation. How about an estimate? And Newberry Scott, author winning Scott. Is that Odell? I think it is Odell. Bring up the rear. We're mooning people, are we? Okay, so a low point. How about a dairy farm? So annual celebrations informally. Well, that would be Christopher's Eve, which falls every March 7th. That's the celebration. March 8th is the actual B-Day. So total could be to add up to. And let's see, Muslim leader, how about an imam? Joie de vivre, I think we do have brio maybe. And so a plot point could be a herb garden. What makes a twister twistier? Do you see that there? Do you see what they're doing? It's pretty clever, actually. What makes a twister twistier is an eye. Let's do this. Come on. I mean, I don't know. Indian tourist Mecca. Well, we're not dealing with Agra, so we got 3 letters. Let's go with Go. So, wait for it. Finished. And done, maybe? I don't know. Much desired blood type for short would be O negative. And me being an A negative, I find myself in the grid a lot too. Not as much as the O negatives find themselves in the blood collection point. But A negatives in there quite a bit. We're pretty rare. Fly by the seat of one's pants. Maybe ad lib? This is just a tough one today. Well, maybe it's just tough for me. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep. I don't know. Yeah, I think and done. I just thought that would be clever if it was in there. It looks like it might be right. Scoundrel could be a cad. And we got a letter opener. Okay, so we're going to go with maybe a dear sir. Airport sign carrier. Epic time could be an era. Derelict. Maybe disused. Philanthropist, blank French Gates. That would be Melinda French Gates. So, author of The Princess and the Pea and The Ugly Duckling would be Hans Christian Andersen. So I think we have a meter here. And it's been years since I've looked into that, but there is a difference between meter and greeter. I can still remember what it is. Maybe a meter has a sign in their hand, whereas a greeter just says, "Hi, welcome to Walmart. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Hi, welcome to Costco. Hi, welcome to Costco." You know that thing. Repentant could be contrite. Absolutamente. How about C? And so disused does look like it went in there. Scottish regional accents would be bars. Tipping point. Gister. I feel like I got something wrong there. I mean, I don't know what this could be. Let's see. Let's do this. Could be game on. Contrite, Anderson, dear sir. Well, it just looks weird to me. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, terse information. Wow, is that what I offered the Justice of the Peace when I got married on June 13th, 1991? I do. It was a very terse affirmation. Do you take this? I do. Move on. Make her say it now. What is that? Okay. Nutrient initials could be RDA. Oh, tipping point. How about a cash register? I don't know about you. I always leave the tip on the table, or when they bring the little card reader around the table. Do they do that in the States? You have to go pay at the cash register, though. I mean, I don't know. Here in Germany, they bring a little reader and you pay at the table and you get up and go. After about 4 hours after you've finished your meal, then they get around to getting to you. You know, they take their time. And subsequently, Jerry and I have learned to take our time. Second most populous city in the world after Tokyo would be Delhi. And got to get there one day, I really do. Before times... Anons? I don't know. Wow. Completed in 2 under par, so maybe eagled. So no, I don't think we're gonna have to be eagled here. So before times, maybe Eves. Maybe we were just talking about Christopher's Eve. Maybe there was a reason for that. Pop star Dua Lipa. Such a big fan, really. Greek sisters of myth could be the Graces. Flourish could be to thrive. And sound while sticking out one's tongue. Maybe well, I mean, this guy is a doctor, so you get the picture, etc. Okay, so what do we have here? Cardinal point. How about the Sistine Chapel? So this must be peak TV. So I guess a kisser is a puss. That's a new one for me. And a Chinese symbol for hope and prosperity could be a kite. And I mean, I hope I didn't fat finger something. If so, we're going to just reveal where that mistake is. So, how did we do, Bob? It sure seemed like today would have been the good day to have a fat fingering episode, since apparently I'm still asleep somehow, even though it's 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the afternoon. And I am having one of my favorite cocktails. Well, honestly, looking at these theme clue answers here, right? The Sistine Chapel, clever, cash register. Got the speed trap in here in the herb garden. Dating site, photo booth, I thought might have been my favorite there. Though they are all just very clever. I might have been a bit confused as to the dairy farm being a low point. But on the whole, the tattoo parlor, Girl Scout camp, all of it was really nice. The thing is, though, there was nothing in here outside in Entebbe here that would have been a hard thing to figure out. I mean, you may not know who Saul is, but you can probably figure out that residents are going to more than likely be MDs or DOs. But you could actually be PAs and NPs, right? Nurse practitioners. There's a lot of different residency programs out there for a lot of different types of clinicians. But I think you could have gotten through most of it with, minimal searching or what have you. It was just the cluing that was so cleverly and on a more challenging level constructed, right? Suburban setting, the last thing in my mind is a car lot, right? And so I really, on the whole, just a fantastic grid. And again, Dr. Schlossberg, thank you so much for what you do, serving your country as a medical clinician. We appreciate all of our providers very much. But also thank you for knocking out yet another fabulous grid. It's just what we've come to expect. And Cin-Cin, let's go ahead and bring down our Bannière de Adieu Coran. Let's see what you've done. So, in case that is causing any confusion, this is the Bannière de Adieu. So, literally like the banner of goodbyes, right? That's kind of what that is. And we need to go in and probably revamp a lot of this, especially want to be able to include some of the languages from a lot of the new countries that have been, en masse subscribing and stuff. So, it's just nice to see, so many different people from around the world, tuning in and checking us out. Really appreciate that. And YouTube is now translating the subtitles into multiple languages, right? So hopefully your language is being translated for you, right? But nevertheless, it has been a very, very long week. I am literally worn out, so it's been so nice to sit here and do the grid, but it's going to be especially nice to take a shower and sit down and watch a movie and veg, and maybe, if I'm lucky, even fall asleep on the couch. That'd be fun. It's never happened before, but it would be fun for a change to do that. Thanks again, everybody, for your likes, the subscribes, the comments. Every time I see a new comment, it just brightens my day like you would not believe. And that, more than anything, gives me the energy I need to move and propel me through another day and have a successful time at whatever it is that I'm attempting out there. And so until we see you again, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, servus, grüß Gott, ciao, Cin-Cin. And to all of our new friends in Vietnam, hen gặp lại. Y'all be well out there. Take care. Be nice to strangers. And we will see you on the morrow for the Monday grid and the Monday Guardian Cryptic. One will be supposedly easy, and one may be a living hell. So we'll see. Cheers. Be well.